Video is still in continuation of thinking about order selection when we are estimating our models. There are some information criteria that we have talked about previously that are useful in understanding which models are best suited for forecasting and really not forecasting at this stage, but really just selection for forecasting. There are different types of criteria that we have talked about earlier, including Akaiki's information criteria. That's one type of criteria, which basically is useful in selecting predictors for regression and determining the order of the ARIMA process. And it is written out as follows, where L represents the log likelihood in the data, and P and Q are the number of, P is the number of AR lags, or the order of the AR process in our model, and Q is the order of the MA process. K is basically equal to 1 if you have estimated a constant, and is 0 when you are not estimating a constant. Now we can correct the Akaiki information criteria for a small sample size, which is usually done by penalizing the model for estimating parameters. And so usually R uses this type of a metric to give you what the best model is. So the lower the AIC or the AICC, the better would be the model. And finally, we have a Bayesian information criterion, which is just AIC plus a penalty term for the number of parameters estimated. So it is important for you to understand that while these information criteria are just used for selection, model selection, or the order selection for ARIMA models, they are not very good guides to selecting the appropriate order of differencing for a model. Okay, so all we are doing is we're just saying what should be the AR component, what should be the order of the AR component, or what should be P, and what should be Q, which is for the MA model. Okay, we're not trying to select D at this point, so it's best to use some kind of stationary data to evaluate the models. Okay, but obviously when you do forecast, you want to look at a test, test set where you can see how far your forecasts are from the actual data to see how well your model performed. So good models are obtained by minimizing either the AIC, AICC, or BIC, but the preference when we look at any type of estimation R is going to be using the AICC.